Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. You're tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. And tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25 and a continuation of my Twitch live stream series for Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Uh, First of all, before we jump right into it, I'm gonna starting off with a tongue twister right off the bat. I'm going to need to do a little setup. I have been, as I indicated at the end of the last live stream episode, I would probably spend some time testing game functionality out. Uh, Off camera, I would try to salvage my previous save that I had to uh, uh, that I had problems with contracts on, and determine if I would be able to get back into that save, and we would play back on that original game save that I had when I started this series. But I have been unsuccessful in those endeavors, so we are permanently going to be on this new game save that I'm playing through now, and that's where we're at as far as that is concerned. Um, Right, I've been also working contracts off camera on that new game save. Had worked up to a pretty decent amount of cash, almost up to $200,000. My goal always when I start these, if you watch my playthroughs enough, you kind of know I like to work my way up doing contracts till I get up to about $1 million, and then once I get to my first million, that's when I branch out into other activities on the map. But I always start out by working my way up to the first million that I can earn as a farmer, whether that be contracts or selling crops that are produced from the fields that I already own at the start of the playthrough. And that's kind of where we're at now. Uh, right now, I'm working a pea harvesting contract. Let's go put the pipe out. Of course, I'm on the wrong side. Why would I not be? Uh, and it was my intention to have these wrapped up before I went live tonight, but as reality always goes, things don't always go according to plans. So we're here wrapping these contracts up on the live, because I actually wanted to do work on my own fields tonight. We have some loose material straw on the field that we need to pick up and either bale it or load it up into a loading wagon. I still haven't determined which way I want to go with that now, but we're running out of time. As you can see, it's 1833 or 6:33 in the evening now. We're starting to run out of daylight hours, so I need to kind of finish things up quickly so we can get back to daylight. And I also don't want to run into any issues with contracts expiring on me as well, because one of the new things with contracts with Farming Simulator 25, and let's go here and you see each contract has a time frame attached to them now. You can see the one I have for Farmland 78 has 29 and a quarter hours associated with it, and so does the one for Farmland 76. So, and I think that time counts down. Don't quote me. I haven't been totally paying attention to it or how that works, but that's the total. I think that's the total amount of time you have to complete the contract. It looks like, because all of them give you roughly 29 hours, with the exception of the wood transport contracts, which give you in excess of 30 hours. That which is interesting, because once you know how to work the the crane, the wood transport contracts are actually pretty quick, other than getting the logs loaded onto the trailer, and somewhat depending on what type of trailer you got. Like this one will probably take a little longer because of the equipment you have. But if you have the right equipment, the um, wood transport, excuse me, the wood transport contracts can actually go pretty quickly. I also thankfully had an issue with a wood transport contract that, if it was, remember from the last episode, that I was working at the time, at the end of our last live stream episode, and thankfully I did not go through that experience on camera with you guys, because I went through a lot of trouble trying to figure out how to sell the logs once I got to the sale point for that particular contract, because it's very counterintuitive. In fact, we can kind of let's jump around. I'll show you what I'm talking about on that one, because boy, I had to get online, watch a few videos, talk to some folks online, and still took me a while to get that figured out. And that's one of those things in this game. Some of the things in this game are pretty clear than other elements of this game, and the gameplay are clear as mud. And it's one of the frustrations I have with Giants and their game design. Like, some of the stuff is very intuitive, and other stuff is just counterintuitive and way too difficult. And even though I like how this version of the game has interactive tutorials built in, to the point that they've even created NPCs in the game to that effect, there's still a lot of stuff in the game that is not explained well, or is poorly explained. And I'm going to show you a perfect case in point here. Let's go not to soil composition. Go to the crop types. That'll be good, because that'll show all the icons. And we go here to the sawmill here, the one with the lake, and we'll visit there. And this is the sawmill that the NPC Noah is at, and Noah doesn't tell you this either. But if you look here, this is the point where, if you want to buy the sawmill, that's the wrench. Whenever you see a facility with a wrench on it, that means you could buy that production point and own that production point. But for those of you who have played Farming Simulator, you know this icon right here is your sell wood icon. Well, it's all the way up here. Well, when you get a contract that you have to sell wood, or wood harvesting contract, and this is your sell point, you have to be mindful of that. But that's not clearly explained, because the target will have you deliver your wood typically to this point right here. This is your dump off point. But unlike how it worked in Farming Simulator 22, where you would actually back up to the river, and the game would automatically start dumping your logs into the water, and then they would float up to the log loader in the sawmill, and automatically be loaded into the loader and fed to the sawmill, and all that was animated. And 25, at least so far, this is not. Here you actually have to park your vehicle with the logs, or unload your logs here, and then walk all the way back over here to that trigger, which I even lost my bearings there. But you have to walk all the way back over to that trigger point, click on that trigger point, and then that's how you sell the wood. But none of that is clearly explained at all. And I'm not a beginning player, and I had a lot of trouble with that. So I'm sure beginning players are going to have a lot more trouble with that, because I know I've been running these games for a long time, and I never experienced anything quite like that. So, but I did finally get it figured out. But boy, I had to go to a few different resources to kind of get that explained and figured out. So if you do have a wood harvesting contract, and it's to this sawmill here that has the little water, the lake on it, that's how you complete those contracts. It works a little differently than the other sawmill on the map or on other maps, and that's the only one that behaves that way. All right, so let's hop back over to where I was. Hold on. All right, is this thing on? All right. Got some activity going on in real life there. I want to make sure that none of those things are coming through on the mic. Fortunately, trying to get my dinner started late today, so I wasn't able to get that done before I got it at my time for my schedule live. So I'm kind of having to try to get something to eat and do this live because I didn't have time to reschedule. So kind of doing both things at the same time. All right, so this is the Field 78 contract. I hadn't got it yet. All right, back on. So, I lost my train of thought. All right, looking at the contract for 78, we want to go over to so the sale point for 78 is the grain barge terminal 02. Okay, so that's over near the grain barge. So that's over in this area. So I want to go ahead and set the worker to automatically transport over to there. So we're going to highlight that tractor, do set destination, and it tells you to pick a target location, and this is our target, and we want to mark it right here or thereabouts. So we'll go ahead and hit that target location, right click on that, and the worker should make its best effort to try to drive to that location. All right, so that's one down. Next up, let's check out our other worker, and I'm not sure why this one terminated the task, because they are not finished. Okay, where's the option for putting the pipe out? Okay, what's going on here, Houston? Where's the option for the pipe out? I don't know why I'm not getting a button or control for putting the pipe out on this harvester. That's weird as heck. Alright, and somebody help me here if you're seeing not. Alright, lower harvester, will that help? Okay, still nothing. Left bumper, right bumper. Left bumper, right bumper together. I don't have a control for unloading the harvester. Why? I don't know what's happening here, guys. Move bunker up. Oh, okay. Operator error. This is the different type of harvester. So, operator error. New piece of equipment. My apologies. I stand corrected. This is the green beans harvester, and it has a bunker that works kind of like the sugarcane bunker. So, alright, let me try to get something to eat here while we're online, so bear with me a little bit, guys. Back what I may do here, which I normally don't have to do, is I may take 5 and just let the AI workers run for a little bit and go on radio silence for a few minutes while I try to get something scarfed down, and we'll pick up the live from there. Alright, so we fold that bunker back in. Let me get the worker lined up and press B to activate the AI worker, and there we go. And I'm going to go mute and offline for a little bit, but we should get the AI worker going again, maybe. Seem to be having a problem figuring out where they're supposed to be going here. Let's see if that gets it. At the time I want to try to do something else. Now they've been working fine all evening off camera. And now of course, now that I want to be on, now that I'm on camera, they want to be stuck on silly and stupid. And I've been running these all afternoon without any problem. This is frustrating, folks. And when I tell you, I haven't had a hiccup out of an AI worker all afternoon. I haven't. Well, with the exception of trying to plow the field on my main farm, but we'll get more into that later on, time permitting. So if I move you over here, will you kind of come to your senses, or will you still be confused? Alright, he's at least doing something differently than he was earlier. Alright, looks like we may finally have some green bean harvesting started. Should have been going 15-20 minutes ago, but I was elsewhere occupied, so I wasn't able to see what was going on. So this contract should have already been close to done, but I was focusing on trying to get the plowing situation situated on my main farm, so I didn't even see that this guy wasn't really doing anything. Alrighty, like I said earlier, since we got him going, I'm going to go ahead and take 5. Pardon the interruption, but I'll be back momentarily. Thank you for your support. Alright, is this thing on? Alright, looks like we're back on air. Thank everyone for your patience. I took a moment, took a pause for the cause, and basically get myself together, get back situated, and get back in place and online. Excuse me. And hopefully, if things go well, there will not be any other interruptions before we're done with this episode of this live stream. Just to kind of summarize some things I was doing while I was not mic'd up. We did go ahead and finish executing one of the other contracts we had. We went ahead and sold the materials for that particular contract, executed the contract, received payment for the contract, and that's where we're at now. That's why we have a balance of $176,792. And so now we only have one active contract. This is the harvesting contract on Farmland 76. This is from Walter. And we chose to lease the equipment for this contract. That's going to cost us $779. This contract is on field 76, which is a 13.09 acre field. The selling station for this contract is farmers market, and the crop is green beans. And as you saw, because it was green beans, which uses a harvester that looks like the harvester for some of the other root crops, but each of these new root crops actually has their own individual harvester. This one has a bunker on it, and so I was looking for the button for the pipe. Open up the pipe, but this harvester doesn't have a pipe. It has a bunker, and that bunker dumps similar to how the bunkers for some of the sugar cane trailers dump. But I did not realize that when I was starting to panic because I didn't see the open pipe button in the menu. But that's not the case. There is no pipe on this particular harvester. Alright, so now that dilemma has been solved, there's another dilemma that I'm working on as well on my main farm. As I indicated on the last episode, right now the owned farmland that we have is all in this area right here. We have these three fields. We have field 2. Well, field 1 is the main farm. There's no fields on field 1, but field 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the fields that we do have farmland on, or should say crops on, but we don't have any crop planted or designated for field 4, so field 4 is ready to be plowed, and I'm in the process of attempting to do that now, but running into all sorts of issues because workers apparently don't work well with plows, or don't work with plows at all. Because every time I've tried to turn a worker on to plow the field, this is what happens. Let's just go here. In fact, I'm not even getting the menu now. Now I'm getting some other stuff here. I don't even know what's going on now. Oh. But if you try to turn... Okay, I'm still not getting it. Hold B. AI worker. Okay. And you try to do activate AI worker, and you get this message: AI worker has stopped unexpectedly, no field found. So I don't know what the logic is there, but apparently they can't run a plow. Maybe I'm not sure. So looking in the game menus, if you hold the B button down, you get the AI settings menu. And you have two modes. You have AI worker and steering assist. So since AI worker isn't working, I tab it'll be the steering assist. And steering assist puts guidelines on the field. But you turn those off or on. They're there. And I want them on because that helps me to go straight. So okay. And now when you go to the field, you'll see all these guidelines on the field. And I'm going to go lower the plow. And when you go up, you see you have the option now to activate lane, and now it's showing you the lane markers. And I guess the yellow line, I believe, is the lane. The center line of the lane, or is it maybe it's the white line? But your boundaries are the purple lines. Alright, so if I hit B and hold activate lane and then toggle cruise control with B, the worker will try to stay on that line and try to be as straight as possible on those two lines in the middle between the purple line. And if we go to our soil composition screen, we can kind of see where we're at as far as plowing is gone. And you see I have these areas that the workers that I keep missing with the small plow, and that's kind of frustrating me a little bit. But I know what it is. It's because I never really used the base game plows that much in 22. Because right away we had a great mod. I think it was by custom modding the 6M plow, the K brand, KUHN brand plow, 6-meter plow, and actually for 22 they actually had added a 9-meter model of it. And so I was using that plow almost exclusively for day one, and really maybe only had to use the base game plows once or twice. This plow that we have now, let's go here to our vehicles, and the plow that I'm trying to use right now is this Agromaz POV5 XL, which is only a 2.5-meter plow, so it's not giving me that much room to work with. But plows take a lot of horsepower. This one right here is rated up 100, it's minimum 160 horsepower. Most of the tractors that I own now, the Challenger is my most powerful tractor, and its upper limit horsepower is 225, and the John Deere that I got is only 116 horsepower. So I don't really have the equipment for pulling any large plows, so that's my dilemma right now. Now when that modded plow comes out, that plow has a lower horsepower rating but a wider operating width, and it's like a straight line instead of this little angled pull behind plows that are part of the base game. But this little 2.5-meter plow is very difficult to work with. I never liked using these, so as soon as I had the opportunity to get a different type of plow, I jumped at it. So once that mod hits the mod hub, that will be one of my first downloads. I did not realize it until now that it's probably easily the most used mod that I used in Farming Simulator 22. In fact, I used it so often, as you can tell, I thought that was part of the base game equipment. That's how often I used it. All right, so we're gonna go down that lane one more time. All right, and as you can see with this 2.5 meter plow, it's taking me wherever to plow a field, and it's starting to bug me a little bit because I keep missing these areas of the field, and that's just bugging me out. And with that 6M, you won't have any of those issues. All right, guess I need to wait for the heads up to update in that situation. All right, so not as bad as I thought, but the amount of time that's taking me to plow this small field is just ridiculous. But that's due to this small plow, and I don't really have the resources to buy a big tractor or a big plow right now. So I'm stuck with the small stuff. It's not fun to use. Alright, so let's see if we can hit this line here. Let's lower the plow. I don't know. I don't want to activate the lane yet. I don't see the lane. Alright, so we'll do activate lane. We'll turn on the cruise. I think that's taking me too far out though. Yeah. And that's what I keep running into with the small plows. I'm running over areas that I've already run over before, but the margin for error is too small, so I'm not always seeing it. Alright guys, might need to go to cab view too, because that tree is noisily in the way when I'm trying to see what I'm doing. I need to be at the top because I need to be able to see the grid line, so it's like a cavalcade of annoyances right now. Alright, trying to see how far over I need to be lined up to get the best results. Looks like right about here. Cloud's already lowered, so I should be able to go straight ahead. And hit B to activate lane. Now when I turn on cruise control, hopefully that will be far enough over that we will plowing the area that we need to plow. Alright, this might be one of our best passes yet. Alright, that's good. Once we get to the end, we want to do deactivate cruise and just leave the plow down because we don't have it set on create field, so we're not doing any actual damage. Alright, now we get it turned around, get it pointed right, and hopefully we can line it up just where we need it to be lined up at. Lower plow, come forward a little bit, and it should get suggested line right there. That looks to be too far over to the left though. I need to stay, actually the center line I need to be on is the one right in front of me. They're trying to bring me over to the left, way too far to the left. And the rest. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do this one manually, it looks like. I don't want to give me my line. Okay. See, sometimes you still gotta eyeball it, I guess. And I don't know what the issue is, why the AI can't run a plow. Alright, and I need to check on my other guy before I get too lost there. Alright, 63%. He's still got a little bit to go, so we can get back on it. I want to be as far over as I can be without being too far over. 2.5 meters, you don't have much margin for error. Alright, so I think we'll use your suggested lane this time, use it up, and see how well we do. And once we get to the far edges of the field, we deactivate cruise control, get the plow turned around, and go back for another pass. And again, this is a bit frustrating to me because I'm not used to having to take this long to plow a field, especially one this particularly small. And that's why I can't wait until that mod drops, because that's going to change. That's going to be the first game-changing mod of Farming Simulator 25. On another positive note, as I understand it from the community, the Giants editor is out. In fact, they're on the second or third version of the Giants editor, as it's had a couple of updates since its release. So modders are working on their mods now. They have the tools that they need, and they are getting started on working on Farming Simulator 25 mods. In fact, we've had a few mods drop already since release. As you know, we're to what I think it's 37 mods that I have in that folder now. So they're coming along. Just give it some time, but guys, eventually we'll get all of our old toys we like to use back, along with some new and improved ones, just for 25, I'm sure. Once the developers really find out how to optimize the stuff they got for 25 and utilize some of the new features of the game, I'm sure we're going to have some pretty robust stuff coming out. I can't wait to see, once this thing gets back to normal, what some of these guys pull out of the hat. Okay, that's way too far to the left. That one. This one. say it keeps taking me too far to the left or too far to the right. This is more along the lines of where I need to be. And that's the problem with this small plow, though. There's no room for error, or you'll miss a whole section of the field. Before we make another pass, let's get lined up as best as we can again and get ready to go. But let's jump back and check on our contract work. 58%. Alright, getting there. That harvesting green beans is very slow. Alright, so we're back. We're going to go ahead and get lined up here and try to see if we can do another clean pass. Actually, let me see something before we do that. Plow. And if we rotate the plow, does it give me a better angle? It just flips it to the right. It still might be what I want to do here. Alright. Alright, and then lower the plow and come down this line. Alright, pick me up. There we go. Nothing still too far. Lane. See how that one works. Yeah, we cruise, and let's see how well we did. But I'm probably just gonna bite the bullet and work on leasing a larger tractor and a larger plow, not necessarily in that order, because this is way too slow and I got larger fields than this that I need to plow. And as we do the harvest on all of the main farm fields, I want to basically reset every one of the fields, and in order to do that, that means I need to plow over those fields. Alright, we got our lane lines. I'm happy with that designation, so we'll come over. So when it deviates this time, we're already taking that angle into account. Hey bro, what's it? He just decided to go off on a tangent. We were going straight, and then he decided that he didn't want to go straight anymore. Yeah, this is just way too much time to plow a field. And I know plowing is still time consuming even with the 6M. Not this time consuming. Activate lane, cruise, and let's go. Alright, the harvesting contract is 42% complete. Still got that going on in the background. Watching the time closely too. We're down to 2100. I think all of the contracts set at midnight, so we need to have that contract completed or close to completion before that clock strikes midnight and we're like Cinderella at the ball. We don't want to do that. Alright, so let's rotate the plow. That's down to slightly to the right. Lower plow. Come back through. Should get the lines here in a second. There we go. And activate lane. Activate cruise, and we should be off to the races. Slowly but surely, it's all coming back to me. It's been a very long time since I had to use the base game plows. And you're looking at all of the reasons why right here. This is base game plowing without mods. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, of all ages and all farming skill sets. And this is basically what's also weird is I don't visually see stones being pulled up. There's a small patch when we first started, but there hasn't been any more stones pulled up since then. That's a little unusual. Keep the plow set to the right. Come back through. We want those lines right there. Activate lane and activate cruise control. And that should line us up perfectly. But I still always seem to end up with some patch that I miss. Yep, there's that red dot. Arius in Farming Simulator. There's always a red dot that you miss no matter how perfect you line up your equipment and come through with the plow. I think we're almost there. So we want to get lined up again one more time to see if we can get the lane activated. This one's taking us a little bit over to the left, but we'll go ahead and rock that route. Activate cruise control. How does it know? And this is definitely a feature, or set of features you won't find in Farming Simulator. Alright, I don't know why it lost my lane. Still had a couple of times now. And I didn't touch a button, it just decided it wanted to lose the side of the lane and just start drifting. Alright. Let me just cut through that time. And I'm trying to get that little red dot spot right there. I think we got it. And now we get lined up once again. Come over just a small point to the left. That's good. Activate lane, cruise. All right, so finally, we're almost done with this particular field. But given this experience, I don't know if I want to go through this again with a different plow. Or with the same plow, but I may not have much choice because of where we're at financially. I don't think we have enough resources to leasing a larger tractor and plow. That's, again, this one rates up to 225. Let's take a peek in the shop and see if we have any other better options. There's a K-Force 4-meter cultivator that's available for $13,000. That's better than 2.5. But not all cultivators can also plow, and we need something that's going to reset the plowed state. I don't know if that cultivator will. Because as you can see, when we go to our field information on the soil compensation screen, you can see field 4 shows that the plowed state, needs plowing state, has been cleared, and we're now at the needs lime state. And that's where I want to get all of my fields, along with getting rid of any stones on the fields. Field 4, like I say, that's what that yellow area is. We just had a few stones that were pulled up at the start of the plowing of this field, but that was all we got, and those are light stones. But we'll get the stone picker and address that as well. And these other two fields, like field 2 is huge, and has a needs plowing state. Now And that's just too big of a field to be doing 2.5 meters at a time. Really, all of these other fields are too big to do 2.5 meters at a time. So we're gonna have to just take a loss on getting a larger piece of equipment on the field for the plowing situation. So with that, keeping that in mind, let's take a peek at what our options might be. Over in the plow category, this is all we got right now, base game. We got at the high end, we got a 75,000 Berlin that gets you up to 6 meters. And that requires 360 horsepower. We don't have anything close to that. You got a 4.9 meter plow that requires 300 horsepower. That's more than anything we have right now. We got the 4.2 meter Pottinger Servo T6000P. That gives you 4.2 meters. And then, of course, we have the one we are currently using, the POV5's Agromass POV5 XL. And XL gives you 2.5 meters. There's also the Pottinger Servo 25 for 14,000, and that's 1.2 meters. So we need the biggest piece of equipment that we can afford, and that's 6 meters, 360. So if we were to lease that, how much would that set us back? $3,825. But then we'd also have to get a tractor that has a minimum of 360 horsepower. And how much would that at least set us back? Alright, that puts us in the large tractor category, if I'm not mistaken. So the cheapest thing we have in that category that would pull that piece of equipment is this Valtra S series. And if we were to lease that as is, that would set us back another $12,000. And normally I would say no to that. But in order to get some of the work done on these fields that we need to do, we're going to have to spend some money. Money we don't necessarily have yet. So that's why I guess I'm kind of just of the mind that we hold off just a little bit until we get some more money in the bank before we do more of this stuff. But I'm kind of like at a kind of like have a little conundrum here, because we need to do both things at the same time. And it would be so much easier if workers operated the plows, but that does not appear to be the case. Let's see if I still experience the same issue on this field. Or plow. Let's see if we change the mode back to the AI worker and do activate the AI worker. Will they still try to work the field, or will they act like they don't know where the field is at again? Alright, now it seems like he's trying to work it. Let's see. So I wonder what the issue is, why he can't find field 4. Well, what I'm probably going to do here anyways, is I may even look at merging these fields together into one big field and keep field 2 as is, and merge 3, 4, and 5 into one field, and with those are the two that will work, and that way I won't run into too many issues. Although we won't be as diversified. All right, so now we got him to work, so that makes me a little bit happier. And now we're seeing more stones. Just weird that it doesn't like the worker doesn't like field 4 for whatever reason. That's weird. It doesn't see field 4. I don't understand that. All right, so while that worker is working, let's hop back over to our contract guys and see how they're doing. We're running out of time here. Very dangerously close to running out of time on this contract. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get this one done. I don't even understand how this guy is running the harvester over the field. Okay, he's driving over the field and he's not even harvesting. I'm confused. So he's just driving back and forth over the field, but not even harvesting the crop. I don't understand that. And like I said earlier, the AI was not this dumb up until the time I went live. And then I go live and now they want to act like they are just completely stupid. I don't get it. Alright, still not getting it. It's not picking up any crop. Okay. So I've been wasting hours with this guy running over the field. Oh, I know what it is. Lessons learned. Yeah, I'm not going to get this contract done in time. Alright, where's that harvester at? This was going to expire on me. I did not realize what's going on there. Since we have the field limit turned on, that this harvester has reached its max capacity. It needs to be unloaded at this time, at that point in time, but it's not prompting you that it needs to be unloaded. And so our worker's just running over the field, unable to harvest, but not stopping because he doesn't know that that's what the issue is. That's an issue with AI, in my humble opinion. But it is what it is. Root crops are not all created equally, and they're not fun ones to do, no matter what root crop we're talking about it here. Alright, move bunker up. And unload. You would think the worker would sense that the bunker is full and they need to unload, but for whatever reason with this harvester they don't. So now if we activate AI worker, it should start to work normally again. Oh, let's not get out of its way. Oh, I just fell through. Okay, can I move, brother? Move. But you wanna try to push me out the daggone way. Okay, what the heck is he trying to do now? Why is he trying to do a flipping turn? this is all. Ooh, boy. I'm running out of patience with this one. He did all that to do what? Just line up that way. When he was already in line to do that, all he had to do was drop the harvesting header and just go straight ahead. Yep. Not a fan of root crop contracts. And we got a parsnips contract that uses that other root crop harvester that's even worse than the one we're using now. So that's a big no, at least for that piece of equipment. We got another peas contract. At least the peas are a little bit better than the green beans. The pea harvester is actually a bit faster. I would take that one, but we're too close to midnight right now. I want to wait and see until after the contracts reset for the day before I touch any more contracts. Like I said already, I fear that this one is going to time out before we finish it. We shall see. We're at 2200 now. We got 2 hours to finish this one for expiration. So we're going to play this one out before we touch anything else. And the other reason my guy is struggling with finishing up this one is this crop has a lot of damaged areas on it. And that just adds to his confusion on, I think, what he can do and what he can't do. Wish I would have picked up sooner on what was happening with this guy. It saved a lot of time, but I was too busy trying to figure out what was going on with the plowing situation on my main farm to focus on that guy, whatever issues he was having. Whoops. And then stuff like that when I was pressed the wrong button. Not a fan of this particular harvester. Until we get better modded harvesters, root crop harvesting is going to be low on the priority. That sucks because root crops have some of the best payouts in the game. And I might even think about a crop I hadn't done in farming simulator in a long time. It's one of my favorites for getting started, and I just like the cool looks of it, and also since it's a crop that's grown predominantly in my home state, and that's sugar cane. So he does this little stupid turnaround thing every time. God knows, for whatever reason. If I'm not there, you still got the trees, brother. So I don't know where he's gonna go. Just don't get it. That put him in a position to win, but he's not trying to win. This whole turn and back up thing when it was literally right where he needed to be originally. Yep, but not the case. They're gonna be cutting it close on this one. We're just about got 2 hours. We're about almost 50%. Maybe. Now my guy's plowing up the field like he's supposed to. And now we're pulling up stones like we're supposed to. It's weird. Step away for a moment, folks. Again, this will be brief. This will not be a long hiatus, but I will return in just a couple of moments. I'm gonna put it on mute for a second. I'll be right back. Alright, back at it. I'm back. Sorry about that. Needed to do a quick bio and get some medicine in the system. I've been under the weather a little bit over the last week. I did kind of mention that in the stream as well. Been doing better, but still not 100% clear, and I just need to take some medicine, something to drink again, and just try to get that taken care of real quick. Apologies for that. And just apologies overall that tonight's live stream hasn't been as smooth as most of my live streams typically are. In some ways, the series has gotten off to a little bit of a rocky start, but such is the way of the world sometimes, especially when you're doing live shows. You don't always know what's going to happen until you get into it sometimes. But still pretty good. I did not intend on us doing a lot of night work on a live, but unfortunately that's the way things worked out today. Part of that is my fault as a result of trying to do a lot of stuff off camera, but my original intention or idea was to have all the stuff wrapped up off camera so that when I went live I wouldn't have to do as much of that stuff on camera. Okay, this guy just lost his mind on what a straight line is, didn't he? Maybe not. At least he senses the field. I still don't understand what the issue is with field 4. That makes no sense to me at all. I guess as we kind of work our way through tonight's episode, I guess now is a good time to kind of segue and just some conversations or things that have been circulating throughout the community since the release of Farming Simulator 25. I did kind of touch on some of those sentiments in the last live stream episode. Of course, one of the most common complaints you hear from a lot of naysayers is Farming Simulator 25 is just a reskin of Farming Simulator 22, and that is so much not the case. This is a different game. It's in a new engine. The graphics are much better than Farming Simulator 22. It's still a lot more colorful, and I like the colorful graphics. A lot more photorealistic. There's different lighting effects, shadows, shading, and stuff that you did not see in Farming Simulator 22 whatsoever. Ground deformation. There's a lot to see here, and this is all in 4K. I'm playing on the Xbox Series X. This is all 4K 30, unfortunately, but it's all 4K textures. And I hope they do also offer a patch later on in the game's life cycle where players have the option to select what frame rate they want for the game, whether they set it to 60 or 30 and have like a performance mode, or like how a lot of games do, they let the user select whether they want performance or they want graphics. that's one of the complaints you see in a lot of online is about the people complain about the frame rate, because that's fortunately that's the thing in gaming right now. All of a sudden, like, folks have been playing 30 frames per second games for years, but now everybody wants to be a hawk on games being 60 frames now, so it's just a big deal. Although it's just ironic to me, because most folks have been playing 30 frames per second games all their life and didn't even realize it. I'll be like, by the way, folks, most of the stuff you watch on TV is 25 frames per second, but I digress. Okay. Gamers are the elitists of the community when it comes to visual arts. So everybody wants 4K 60 these days, and any game that does not do that, they're going to catch heck. Even on these consoles, but folks have unrealistic expectations of what these consoles can do. Even folks that own that's supposedly superior machine from everything on earth, the PS5 Pro. But I digress. But some people want to swear by their little mid-gen upgrade that's not really that much of an upgrade. But folks have to justify their purchases of the plastic boxes. And one of the things, unfortunately, in society, as exhibited by certain current events in the nation, is people behave in cultish ways these days. Humans have always kind of done that, because it's getting worse instead of better, and to a certain degree. Get off the soapbox now, because we want to stay positive. We want to stay, for the most part, on Simulator 22, Student 25, stay out of politics, stay out of geopolitics, and just focus on the game. And one of the few distractions we have from some of the madness that's going on in the real world. Train of thought I was on, and led me to this deviation in conversation so that we're trying to put out there, trying to have them walk the steps back in my brain. We were talking about so many conversations that have been going on around the Farming Simulator 25 release. That's one of the other things that kind of bugs me a little bit, though, is folks have very short memory. Folks forget how bugged out the initial release of Farming Simulator 19 was. Farming Simulator 19 had a ton more game-breaking bugs. Not that 25 hasn't had those as well. In fact, the biggest news out right now as far as bugs goes is that this game is crashing for a lot of PS5 owners and Xbox Series S owners. Not sure the reasons. There's been a lot of speculation out there, but that's a big deal for a lot of players. Some players on those consoles are on the game, but are not able to play the game at all. And that's unfortunate. Also a big issue for PC players and some console players. There's been a lot of issues with the game visuals flickering. And I'm on Xbox Series X, and I haven't experienced any of those issues as of yet. Hope that does not change, because sometimes when Giants rolls out a patch, it will fix issues for some and create issues for others. I hope the Xbox Series X players don't fall into that category with the next game update. And one of the other tangents I was kind of getting on in the previous conversation is, although I think I did say this earlier, but this Farming Simulator 19 launch, Farming Simulator 22 launch, I'm saying 19, but actually both of them, but the 22 in particular, it's not a smooth launch either. In fact, that launch had more issues, and if I recall correctly, I don't think we got I think that game was released in November as well, but we didn't get a patch until month and a half later. So, and I think it was almost 2 months before we got mods or something like that. I know it was a while. And 25, we were already, as much as folks on the complaint, we were already at over 30 mods since this game released, and it's only been out a little over a week. Hasn't even been over a week, has it? This is just a little over a week. It's running over the 23rd, release 12, so yeah. So to have that many mods already, man, it's crazy. And the modders have the Giants development tools that the base of mods should start to increase, given that they still have to go through testing by Giants. So that's one of the factors we had to add into it as to why we don't have mods yet. So they're coming, guys. Believe me, they're coming. I haven't sweat that too much at all. Interesting to see where we end up on this contract today. I think we're gonna have enough time, but I'm not sure. I'm just really leery about touching anything else. Where we're at on circle. Alright, so he spots that don't. I'm confused by that. Spots. It should be the same state. lime section splotches actually system information. Now we have this other field here, field 3. This field is weeds, but we're out here now. This is probably next big deal is, well, we've got a couple of things. We need to get a piece of equipment on the field because we're going to be using our equipment a lot now. We need to go ahead and make sure our maintenance stays and upkeep is continues to be consistent. So we need to purchase what's up there? Shop menu. Build menu. Get to the build menu. Alright. So we're going to hop into the build menu because we need to purchase a certain piece of equipment here that will help us along the way with our equipment maintenance. And there it is. We need to purchase this small stationary workshop trailer and put that on the farm ASAP. At, I think probably near, where's that fuel tank at? Probably over in this area. Would be great. So we'll say right about here maybe. I'm gonna lock myself into a location that might not be prudent later on. Let's overlaps with another object. Right on the border of that, I think. Right about there. And we zoom in, make sure that's good. Yeah. And that's going to send us back 10 grand, but that's worth it. Alright. Next up. Everything stays as in good a state of repair as we can keep it. So we can repair and repair. That was only $27. Tractor, as you saw, was almost $1,932. So the next thing we need to focus on is where we're going to wrap it up tonight because we're down to our final 10 minutes. Is we need to figure out how we're going to handle the straw that we have on the field, which I touched on earlier. Totally got away from it, right? See it coming. Around circles. Can't load anything, but he doesn't. And just max capacity, he doesn't do. Set. Where's that power? I would call that sets we'll have to have. As we said, I mean, that's going to make it kind of annoyed, but it is what it is. That's it. It's a beautiful thing. Alright, we're running all sorts of wonderful issues. So now this trailer is maxed out. So now it's harvesting. Trailer. Loaded to its place. Now. Got to unload. SP is way a little more, so that's why we're running into the trailer field limit. So we may want to play with that feature off just for sake of simplicity, at least right now. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to game settings. I think we're going to turn trailer field limit off. That's a realism feature. Don't think it works well for what we're doing. That's those are two factors that play into exactly how much trailer field limit provides for realistic weight situations for your trailers and your weight is also considered trailers. Yeah, work should be a lot more heavier. Should go ahead and finish that contract now. And looking at the contract screen, but I'm not going to touch anything yet until that one's done. All right, we're coming up on the end of the stream. I was trying to get into one more thing before we got off tonight, but I don't think we're going to do that on the live, so I may just have to do that off camera. But I'm going to go. What we're going to do is I'm going to either pick up the loose material of straw or either bale the straw. Excuse me, and I'll discuss what I did on the next live. You've been tuning into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking me out tonight. I am Bose 831 Gaming on your social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. Wherever you want to post my content, like, subscribe, love, always let me know that's something that I can to see. As always, comment, suggestions, see, nothing is so on and so forth. If you will. So let's look at baling while we still have a couple of moments here. The cheapest baler situation I got now is that little square baler dealio. That might be what I want to get into though, because at least those bales will be liftable without having to do any shenanigans. Because we don't. Yeah, in fact, I think that's what we will do. So how much standard grind? And this produces little tiny liftable square bales. Let's lease that bad boy. It costs us $1,137. You ought to be cool, right? AI on and let the AI kind of drive over to the shop automatically. So we do set destination and send this guy to the shop, and the shop is over here, and pick the target location over here. Boom. And you can see the bill is already there. Should go ahead and finish that contract on up, and that's a beautiful thing. I'll probably pick up a few more contracts as we need to make a lot more cold hard cash. Again, the goal is always starting off cruises. I like to get our account balance up to around of course. given what our starting equipment is series, and this was probably going to be tractors because basically our farm. So we start with basic equipment. Start with storyline, of course, I selected. So there's that. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to the episode of live on Twitch from live Thanksgiving. Of course, now be sure to check me out, Tony.